People of it, Bill Gates. Personal computer for each family. One boy opened the door to a library and went in. The librarian greeted him with a familiar manner. "Hi, Bill. You're here to read books as usual." "Yes. I haven't finished a fairy tale I was reading yesterday." The boy whispered the reply not to disturb other people. Then he sat in a reading room and opened a book. Soon he was absorbed in the fun of reading. The boy's name was Bill Gates. Bill liked to play pranks with his friends like any other kids, and he even got chided for causing trouble. On the other hand, he had to accomplish what he aimed for. It was the same with reading. Should I start reading the whole encyclopedia this time? It has so much in it, it must take a long time to finish it. He was less than 10 years old at the time, so it was a difficult task. Nonetheless, he took up the task and acted out what he decided to do. Soon a month and 2 more passed, and as soon as the school was finished for the day, Bill ran to the library every day and carefully read every word on the densely printed encyclopedia. He unconsciously accumulated an abundant amount of knowledge in the meantime. Bill could finally fulfill the promise he made with himself after a few more months when the year had changed. "Hooray! I've finally finished all of them." He grinned satisfyingly in front of dozens of volumes of encyclopedia. His enthusiasm for reading did not go away after that. He read everything, including biographies, fairy tales, science books, and etc. Later, Bill reminisced his childhood and said, "It was the public library in my neighborhood that made me today. The books I read there nurtured my exceptional creativity." Then he added, "I still maintain my reading habit as I did when I was a kid. I am busy, but I try to read at least 1 hour a day every day." What he means by this is that reading was the most important fertilizer for his success. After spending his childhood reading numerous books, he entered a distinguished private school named Lakeside School. It was his fateful first contact with the computer. A computer had been just introduced to the school for educational purposes. At the time, the computer was a very strange object for most people. Every look of it was completely different from a television or a laundry machine. The students noisily buzzed in front of the computer, which they were seeing for the first time ever. "Wow, it's so huge." "Yeah, wonder what you can do with this machine." The students wondered while holding their mouths agape. It was no wonder, because a computer at the time was as large as an entire room and was as expensive as an average house. But Bill was different from his friends. He was more curious about the computer than marveled by it. "I wish I could operate that computer myself." Fortunately, the school scheduled the computer education classes soon later, so Bill's dire wish came true. Bill's friends soon got bored of the computer, but Bill learned many functionalities of the computer and quickly got familiar with it. But as time went on, Bill started to have complaints about the computer. "Tisk, Is this the best that a computer can do? It's so annoying to enter in all the complicated commands every time. Then one day, Bill came to know a senior student named Paul Allen, who had a similar idea as his. The two hit off immediately and became inseparable. Bill and Paul were two youths who were both deeply attracted by a computer. They shared generally similar prospects for the future society, too. Paul, I think the era of computers is coming in the near future. Paul nodded to Bill in agreement. Yeah, I think so too. Let's work together and make a better computer. They spent nights and buried themselves in developing a computer program. As a result, they made an automobile movement analysis program, and it helped solve the traffic problem in their area. This was the event that made them start their life paths as entrepreneurs. But Bill's parents wanted their son to become a lawman rather than a computer businessman. Son, you are smart enough to go to Harvard. You should study law there and become a barrister like your father. Bill could not disregard his parents' wishes, so he studied hard and went to Harvard University. But Bill's head was still full of computers. At long last, Bill made a crucial decision when he was a sophomore in university. It means nothing if I can't do what I truly want to do. I am happiest when I'm working with a computer. Bill immediately dropped out of Harvard and built a company named Microsoft with Paul Allen. Micro, part of the company name, meant small computer, and soft meant software. In other words, it meant that they were willing to develop a computer small enough and softwares convenient enough for everyone to have easy access to computers. Computers on every desk. Computers in every household. As Bill Gates and Paul Allen declared, the business of Microsoft prospered. Bill's vision that the era of computers is to come in the near future was correct. IBM consecutively made personal computers, and Microsoft developed an operating system that can run them. After MS-DOS, they brought to the world the Windows series, in which you can click icons with a mouse. In only 10 years since they were built in 1975, Microsoft became the best software corporation in the world. Today, 9 out of 10 computers use Microsoft operating systems. And Bill Gates did not stop at being a successful entrepreneur. My assets are worth about $60 billion. I will give only part of them to my children and donate the rest to the world. People applauded generously to Bill's great decision,